You've been sold your whole life, work hard for 40 years, keep your head down, retire at 65, and hope there's enough left to enjoy it. Nobody ever tells you that's not the only road. It's just the longest one. Because some regular people on regular paychecks reach financial freedom in under 10 years, not lottery winners, not people with rich parents, normal people with normal jobs. And when you see how they did it, it almost feels like cheating, like they've found a door everybody else walked right past. It feels illegal for one reason. You were raised to believe money comes from one place, working more hours, trade time, get paid, trade more time, get paid more. The people who get free fast figured out that trading hours was never the fast way. There's a shortcut, so let me show it to you, piece by piece, starting with the move that feels the most like cheating of all. When you are broke, the best investment on the planet is not stocks. It's you. Here's why. With real numbers, nice and slow. Say you've scraped together $1,000. Everybody screams the same thing at you. Put it in the stock market, start early. So you do. A good year in the market gives you about 10%. So that $1,000 earns you $100 for the whole year. $100. Now take that same $1,000 and put it into yourself instead. A certification, a course, a real skill somebody will pay you for. Coding, welding, editing video, running ads, fixing air conditioners, whatever. Within a year, that skill could bump your income by $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year, every year for the rest of your life. Put the two side by side. The stock market gave you $100. Betting on yourself gave you $12,000. Same $1,000 to start. That is the cheat. When you have almost nothing, the fastest growing thing you own is your own earning power, and it is not even close. Now you're probably thinking, but everyone says invest early. Time in the market beats timing the market. And they're right. When you actually have money, once you've got real money invested, the market does the heavy lifting. But when you're broke, $1,000 in stocks changes nothing. That same thousand poured into what you can earn changes your entire life. Stocks come later. First, you are the investment, but people mess this up even when they get this far. They try to do it with 5 things at once. Everybody tells you to diversify. Multiple income streams, a side hustle, then another, then passive income on top. It sounds smart, it feels safe, and it quietly keeps you broke. You cannot get good at 5 things at the same time. You spread yourself thin and end up average at all of them. A little money freelancing, a little flipping stuff online, a little from some app. 6 months go by and you're making maybe $400 total across 3 things. And you're exhausted. Every person you've ever heard of who got rich doing one thing well. Not 5 things halfway. One thing. You get rich by focusing, and you stay rich by diversifying. Diversifying is how you protect a fortune, and you don't have a fortune yet. So what exactly are you protecting? Pick one skill. Get scary good at it. Make real money from it. Then you can spread it around, but not yet. And before you say it, no, betting on one skill isn't the risky move. The real risk is being mediocre at 5 things, because mediocre doesn't pay. Being the best in your town at one thing pays for life. Focus is the safer bet. So one side of the game is earning more by betting on yourself and going all in on one thing. The other side is the gap between what you make and what you keep. And there's a cheat hiding in your expenses too. You've probably heard that to retire, you need about 25 times what you spend in a year invested. Spend $40,000 a year, your finish line is $1 million. 25 times your yearly spending. Hold on to that number, because that 25 doesn't just work on your whole budget, it works on every single expense, one at a time. Take a regular guy, call him Marcus. He drives for a delivery company, and he rents a 1-bedroom in the trendy part of town for $1,600 a month. Marcus deals with that one bill. He moves 15 minutes further out to a perfectly good neighborhood and gets a place for $1,200. He didn't move into a closet. He just stopped paying extra to live in. The cool area. Now he's saving $400 a month, which is $4,800 a year. Because Marcus spends $4,800 less every year now, he never has to fund that $4,800 again. So multiply it by 25. 4,800 times 25 is $120,000. That one move, driving 15 minutes further home, just knocked $120,000 off the amount Marcus needs to be free. He didn't get a raise. He didn't pick a hot stock. He didn't work a single extra hour. He changed one bill, and his finish line jumped $120,000 closer. That's why the coffee doesn't matter. Quit a $4 coffee twice a week, and you save about $400 a year. Times 25 is $10,000. Not nothing, but a pebble next to the $120,000 boulder from the rent. So stop stressing the small stuff and go after the big three: housing, transport, and food, because that's where one decision moves your number by 6 figures. Now you're probably thinking, hold on, what if Marcus moves to save on rent and then just burns that same $400 on gas, driving everywhere from further out? Good, that is exactly the right question, and it's the thing these videos never tell you. A cut only counts if your total spending actually drops. If Marcus moves out and spends the rent savings on gas and car wear, he cut nothing. He just moved the money from one pocket to the other. So make the move that shrinks more than one thing at once. Move closer to where you work, not further. Cheaper rent and less gas. That's a real cut, because the total goes down and stays down. So you're earning more and cutting the big stuff. But there's a leak that quietly cancels all of it, and it shows up the moment things start going well. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is where all your freedom gets built. The wider that gap, the faster you get free. But then you get a raise. An extra $500 a month feels great, so you celebrate by moving into a nicer apartment that costs, surprise, about $500 more. Your income went up, your spending went up the exact same amount. The gap didn't move an inch. You didn't get a raise. Your landlord did. This happens to almost everybody every time their income climbs. They spend it before it even lands. So the finish line keeps running away from them their whole life. The fix is almost stupidly simple. When you make more, keep spending the same. Bank the raise. Let the gap grow every time your income does. That alone separates the people who get free from the people who run forever. Even doing all of this, some people stay stuck, usually because they're dragging dead weight they refuse to drop. You know the weight I mean. The car with 3 years of payments left that eats a chunk of every paycheck. The place that costs half your income. Choices you locked in before you knew any of this. And people stay chained to them for one reason. They say, but I already paid for it. I already signed. So they keep dragging the anchor just because they already bought it. That trap has a name. The sunk cost fallacy. You keep pouring into something just because you already put money in, even when it's hurting you right now. But the money you already spent is gone either way. Gone whether you keep the thing or drop it. So it should have zero say in what you do next. Ask yourself one clean question. If I were starting fresh today, knowing what I know now, would I choose this again? If the answer is no, that's your sign. Sell the car. Move somewhere cheaper. Drop the weight. Yeah, it stings. But that one move might be the thing that finally sets you loose. So let's bring it home. Because every piece of this points at one thing, and it's not what most people think. Ask someone what financial freedom looks like and they picture fancy cars and a big house. That's not it. The only thing worth chasing here is your time. Getting it back? Right now, like nearly everybody, you trade your hours for money. You show up, you get paid, you go home, you do it again tomorrow. Everything we just talked about, betting on yourself, going all in on one skill, cutting the big expenses, guarding the gap, dropping the dead weight, all of it is aimed at one quiet goal. Flipping that trade until your money is the thing working while you sleep and you are no longer selling off every hour of your life just to keep the lights on. The poor trade their time for money. The wealthy trade money for time. That's the finish line. That's what freedom means. and it feels like cheating for one reason only. Everyone around you is still on the slow road, the 40-year plan they were handed, never once asking if there was a faster way. Now you know there is, so don't just nod at this and let it fade by tomorrow. Pick one move, bet a little on a skill this month, cut one big expense, find your number, just start one. That alone puts you ahead of almost everybody. And if this cracked something open for you, subscribe and stick around, because everything on this channel is built to walk you from broke to free, one plain truth at a time.
Now you know there is. And that changes everything. So go and make it happen.